What is going on today, guys? This is a truck driver's journey. I am the truck driver in question. So yeah, headed to a new place today. Really don't know what to expect. I've never been down to this place. I am bobtailing down there to pick up a container and bring it back to the yard. So it is what it is. It's going to be an adventure for me. Not knowing what to expect when I get down there, not knowing how the process is down there at this place. Got you guys on a little bit different setup today. I got you in a different location than usual. So yeah, I would really like to wow, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, dang, that sucks. That really sucks. Oh yeah, ordered some more clothes, some more winter type clothes online. Says it could take anywhere from 7 to 14 business days. So it is what it is. I'll believe it when I see it. Everything else has been pretty slow through the mail lately. The sun is in my eyes. Give me just a second. There we go. That's a little better. There. All right. Now, so here we are. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Got some coffee. Yeah, my check didn't hit on my direct deposit this morning, which is unusual because usually I get my check, or I get paid on Wednesday night at midnight, well, which would be Thursday morning. But for some reason it hasn't hit on my card yet. Good coffee. Good coffee. In the bottle here. Not too much traffic today. Not too much traffic at all. I get my son tomorrow when I get off work. I gotta go pick him up, which that'll be awesome. Let's talk about. Let's see. What do we want to talk about? Let's talk about the fact of this truckers striking, the truck strike on the 29th of November. I think it's a bad idea. I really think it's a bad idea if you're praying and hoping that things don't escalate and people won't lose their fucking minds. Because, let's face it, we as a civilized nation, we're only holding on by a thread, people. We are lacking 3 meals from total fucking lose your mind, rape, robbing, and pillaging shit, alright? So you take all these truckers that are going to strike and throw that on top of the tension now between everybody in the divide. I really think that this has a potential just to throw gas on the fire. Now, this is my opinion, and my opinion alone. I think that we should stop going. I think truck drivers should strike going to places, not just shut down altogether. Baltimore, New York City, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, not the whole state, just those major cities. I think truck drivers should strike going there. And then let the companies decide whether they want to keep those, keep them or fire them or whatever. But to me, that's that's just basic war game strategy. Those are the places that the isms are are growing and are being, created. And Portland, starve them out. I hate to say it, but that's just basic strategy, conflict strategy. You take away their supply chain and you starve them out and they surrender or die. That's just the way it is. Now, of course, if it gets dramatic enough and people are actually starving to death because they're stubborn and won't give up, then I'm sure you'll have your military that'll make supply drops inside of there, and people that'll go outside of the area, get food and bring it back or whatever. But we are the stewards of this country. When shit goes wrong, or a group of bad individuals takes over a whole county, a whole city, then it should fall on us, not the federal government, to fix it. And I'm not saying we gotta fix it by going in there with a bunch of, armed rednecks with AR-15s and, 45s and all that shit, all tagged out, and plate carriers and everything else. No. We as truckers, we control the supply chain. We control 95% of the food supply chain that goes to these major grocery stores. And other supplies, But if we just stop going to these places, it's not worth it. Why are we still delivering to places that are commies, that are communists, that are socialists, that are Marxists? Why? There's no reason for us to keep supplying them when they are an enemy of our country. They are trying to fundamentally change our way of living. They are trying to change this country into China or Russia or North Korea. That's what's happening. And it just fucking irks the shit out of me that we can't, the population, 90% of the population can't see it. Or they're like, oh, well, the government, the federal government will take care of it. The next president will take care of it. If the next president is the next president they say it's going to be, we're fucked, people. We are screwed. And I don't know, I don't understand, I can't comprehend why people cannot realize this. Just from whenever I was a teenager to now, which I'm only 25. I'm only 25 years old. I'll be 26 in March. But from then till now, two totally different countries. The USA that I knew whenever I was, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is a completely different place than it is now. Completely different. Government's not the answer. The military isn't the answer. We are the answer. We are the answer. We should be the end-all be-all of consequences of people trying to come in here, infiltrate our country, and make it into what they believe is a better system. I'm sorry to tell you, communism is not a better system. Socialism is not a better system. And if we don't realize that, and we don't smarten up really soon, you might as well just move to China. You might as well. Because that's how we'll be living here. And the NRA and all these big gun lobbyists and all this shit, they're a joke. They're a joke. And people pay their monthly fees to the NRA and all these other gun groups. For what? For what? We have subcontracted our responsibility to hold these lawmakers and these federal employees and the government responsible for their actions. Do you really think the leader of the NRA gives a shit about whether Joe Blow can carry his AR-15 or they can own it? No. They're worried about that paycheck. They're worried about that money, dummies. I like guns. I like to have the right, whether I like to own guns or not, I like the freedom and the rights that I have to go and buy one if I choose it is necessary or I want to go and do that. And if we keep standing by and doing nothing, then those choices and those freedoms aren't going to be there anymore. They're going to go away. I will not wear a mask. I will not wear a mask. Because the last time I checked, this is not fucking China. Sick people wear masks. Cowards wear masks. And I'm not being part of this whole damn ritual of mask wearing. I am not doing it. I'm not locking down for a second time. I'm not doing it. Let them find me. Let them give me what they want to give me. Let them take me to court. Hell, let them take me to jail. I don't give a shit. I'd rather go to jail for standing on the premise of freedom than stay locked up wearing a mask inside my own house and cowering down like a little bitch. And that's what America has become a harbor for bitches. You know, we talk tough. Oh, well, if this country messes with us or invades us, we're gonna stand up. They already have. They are. And we're not doing a damn thing about it. Instead, we'd rather be fighting with each other about politics or who's going to be in office or blah 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 blah. We'd rather be fighting on an issue of race, even though we had our first black president that stayed in office for 2 terms and nobody tried to kill him. I mean, but yet we're fundamentally racist. We're, what's that word? Oh, shit, I can't think of it now. But, we're racist. We're a racist country. Yeah, okay. Are there racist people? Yeah. But there's racist people in Africa. There's racist people in China. There's racist people in India. There's racist people in England, Venezuela, Cuba, Mexico. There's racist people everywhere. But are we systemically racist as a country? No, we're not. No. And it's the most dumbest, stupidest, fucked up shit that I've ever seen. Okay? When I was in high school, we weren't fucking racist. And I lived in West Virginia, people. Southern West Virginia, close to the Kentucky border and the Ohio border. And you want to talk about irony? You want to talk about something really messed up? Is I had people that I knew in Ohio. Well, I didn't know them, but I was around them at one point or another. And in a liberal state, I saw more racism and racist comments than I did in a conservative state in West Virginia. I saw more racism in a liberal-run state than I ever did in West Virginia. Facts. %100 facts. And this wasn't just some, podunk town in the middle of nowhere in Ohio. This was like in Columbus, in the city. So, I don't want to hear we are systemically racist because we're conservatives. We're racist because we believe in this politician or that politician or blah, 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 blah. The only color I see is green. Facts. 100%. Facts. 100%. I don't give a shit if you're purple with, yellow polka dots. I care about taking care of my family, giving my son the opportunities that I never had growing up. And if we let the current nominee for president get in and we allow that shit to go down, then it's not going to be the same. We will not be, look, you're not understanding. No one is understanding what's going on. They are tearing our country apart from the inside out. It's not an outward attack, it's an inward attack. It's a covert operation that has been going on since the 60s. Since the 60s. Maybe the late 50s. And we're just dumb enough that we've let it grow to this point. I never thought I would see the day when you would be called racist or xenophobic or anything else just for believing that, believing in our country. Believing that we were and are the greatest country in the world. But I'm sad to say that I don't think that we are the greatest country in the world anymore, because we're starting to look more and more like China every single fucking day. Just like now, there's cameras at every red light through Tennessee. There's cameras on everywhere watching us. Tell me where that's a good thing. Tell me where that is a good thing. And, you know, let's go to Edward Snowden. He exposed, you know, the spying on American citizens. If the government wasn't doing something illegal and something that was bad, why do they want to put him in jail so bad? Why do they want to get rid of him? Why did they make him flee the country? Why did they not give him an option to come in and explain himself and to make his case? Oh, because he leaked the information. Yeah, but if he would have went and took that information to somebody higher, they would have buried it. They would have buried it. And if you say, oh no, he didn't play by the rules, well, they don't play by the rules either. You know, the terms and conditions and all that shit you agree to when you get an iPhone and all the updates and everything? Read it. Apple has the right to take your information, take all your passwords, and give it to the federal government. Without your knowledge. So tell me who's the bad guy in this. Tell me who the people we really should be fighting. Tell me who they are. Because from where I sit, where I see things, is instead of fighting with each other and, you know, making a big deal about, oh, well, you're this color and I'm that color and, you know, she's this color and she's a woman and blah, 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 blah. Instead of fighting about all that shit, how about we fight for the reason that, you know, Apple, Google, Facebook, Twitter, how about we fight against all of those people? Bill Gates, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. How about we take our issues up with them? How about we take up our issues with all the big oil industry owners that are sitting back in places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai and all this shit with fucking vending machines full of gold? That's a thing. So how about we get our fucking balls back out of the paper bags that we placed them in, reattach them, and actually do something about it. How about we start acting like Americans again? Instead of nice little docile sheep that the government has molded us to be for the last 40 years, 50, 60 years. How about that? How about we actually start raising our children up to, you know, get calluses on their hands and to know what it's like to earn something instead of just having it given to them or going out in the street and busting out a window and taking it from a store. How about we raise our kids up to realize there's consequences for their actions? And yes, that means if they do something bad, they get an ass whooping with a belt. Or a paddle. Let's bring back paddling. How about that? How about we raise people to stand up for this country instead of cowering down to people that don't deserve to be in this country because they hate it? How about that? How about we stop fighting with each other and start fighting with the people that actually deserve all of this anger and animosity towards them? How about that? How about we stop letting the media and the news and everything else that tells us that we're so bad and that we hate each other and all this shit, how about we stop fucking watching it? How about we stop buying into all the fucking bullshit? I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But I'm not going to lay down and I'm not going to be a sheep. I'm not just going to blindly follow the next big media head that says something to me. I'm not going to do it. And I would suggest that you don't do it either. Like, share, subscribe, and stand up. Just stand up and say no. No. This is bullshit. This is lies. I'm not going to allow myself to be fed in to all of it. To any of it. I'm not going to let myself dictate how I feel about somebody just because the TV said so. I haven't actually watched TV, like actual television, in like, well, going on about a year. Like, I watch movies, like older movies. I haven't watched a new movie in about a year. So I don't consume mainstream media. I don't hear it all the time, every day. And here's the thing, if this video cuts out, I'm sorry, but it does that for some reason. After I reach a certain time, it'll just shut the video off. Sometimes it'll save it and I can post it, and sometimes it'll just go away. So, but here's another thing. Why do you think that from as long as I can remember, well, since the time I was about 12, 13, you started hearing all this rhetoric about we can't have vigilante justice. We can't have it in this country because the law, the justice system, we have to stand on justice. Vigilantes are bad. We can't have anybody taking matters into their own hands. I'm going to ask you a question. And you guys read between the lines here. Why do you think that was drilled into our heads? Why do you think that was said over and over and over and over? It still is. Why? Why? Why is it a bad thing that if a guy comes into a church and starts unloading a whole clip into people sitting there trying to worship their God in any religion, in any place, a church, a mosque, anything, and somebody with a gun stands up and shoots that guy in the face, why are they arrested? Sorry about the wind noise, guys. But why are they? Why are they the criminals in that situation? Hell, in my opinion, if somebody puts a stop to that, they should deserve a fucking parade. They should deserve their own national fucking holiday. Or, you know, if there was more people, you know, looking for crime, like a neighborhood watch on steroids. Let me just put this into perspective here. Big kingpin drug dealer peddling meth in a neighborhood, or making meth in a neighborhood, or whatever. The people in that community have enough of it. They go in there and they take that guy out. Okay, let's do one better. Let's do one better. Let's say somebody in the neighborhood is a, you know, kitty toucher, a molester, and they know it, but the law can't prove it. Why is the people that stand up and take an action, why are they guilty? And this is another thing, you know, and I don't care what happens to my channel, I just need to get this off my chest, because this shit has bothered me for a while. You know, if somebody goes and does that, they get arrested, and then the government's defense to put them behind bars is, well, what if they would have been innocent? What if they would have been innocent? It's better to let 10,000 murderers go than put one innocent person in jail. Well, that might be true. But the way I was growing up, life isn't fair. And don't let the federal government, the local government, don't let government in general lie to you and say that they have got and they've killed the bad guys 100% of the time. They put away innocent people. They kill innocent people. They put innocent people to the death sentence. It's happened. They put innocent people in jail for a lifetime. And they come back, 50 years later with new forensic evidence and forensic procedures that prove that they wasn't even at the crime scene. And they've wasted 60 years of people's lives. And all they get is a, oops, sorry, here's some money. Go away. The government is turned into something horrendous. It's turned into something that is bad for this country. And we're just supposed to stand there and smile and take it all in. We're not supposed to have minds of our own, according to the government. We're not supposed to stand up for the right things because they're changing the perimeter of what righteousness is, what justice is. And they have been doing so since a long time. For a long time. Way before I was born. I'm going to ask you today, what are you willing to stand for? What's your hard line in the sand? Because I've got mine, and they're really fucking close to it. And I don't know what the answer is. I have an idea of what an answer could be. And the answer that I think that would change a lot is people treating other people, as Americans. I don't care if you're from Columbus, Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore. I don't care. I don't care if you're white, brown, black, yellow, purple with pink polka dots. We should not be fighting with each other. And we shouldn't let all these millionaires and billionaires tell us that we are systemically racist and this country is a bad place and oh, it's bad for this minority or that minority or blah 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 blah. We should stop fighting and start helping other people. If your neighbor needs something done or needs help doing something, then do it. Build relationships with other people. Be kind to other people. According to the media and the politicians, I should be the most racist person ever alive. I was born in Kentucky, in eastern Kentucky, lived in West Virginia. I have no teeth. I have a beard. I'm country. So according to all the mainstream media bullshit, I should be racist. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? I'm not. Not one bit. I've hung out in the hoods. I've smoked weed. I've done things that I'm not proud of. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've lived in cities. I've lived in poverty, not knowing where I was going to get my next $10 from. I've been homeless. I've stole money for food. So come at me. If you don't like what I'm saying, try to cancel me. Try to fact check me. Try to say I'm a bad person. I've never denied that I've done shit that I'm not proud of. I've never denied that. But I've moved past it. I've matured and grew as a human being, as we all should. And I'm sure there's going to be a day where, you know, this channel is going to grow a little bit and it's going to get some attention, and there's going to be somebody that comes around and makes accusations and tries to destroy my reputation. I don't care. Accuse me of something and I'll tell you the truth about it, whether it's good or bad. You want to know about my dicks in the pot? You want to know about how all the money I've wasted on buying weed? Fine. You want to know that side? I'll tell you that side. But on the other hand, I'll also tell you how I rose above that, and I've been sober for going on about 5-6 years and have no intention on going back, because I now have a son that looks at me for everything. And being a good parent and being a good father doesn't mean you hide all of your mistakes. You explain your mistakes and you explain where you've been, so they can see where you are now, and they can see the struggle that you've been through, and so they don't make the same mistakes that you've made. You know, I had a hard time realizing that fact with my father, because he would always tell me stuff and I would ignore it, and I think he's crazy and what does he know? But the older I get and the more shit that I go through, the more and more he's right, and he was always right. And some things you're gonna have to let your kids find out on their own. They're gonna have to make those mistakes. That's what builds them. That's what makes them into who they need to be. I'm fearful for how this whole country is gonna look when my kid gets to be my age. I'm worried about the world that he'll be living in. And see, what kills me is there's people that are having kids now that are teaching them from birth that men are less than women. And don't get it wrong. The whole equal pay and equal rights for women and equal rights for all these other, groups of people. It's not about being equal, it's about being superior. It's about surpassing us. It's about them being on top. It has no fucking relevancy of being equal. That's not their goal. That's not their end game. And let's just stop all the shit. Let's stop sugarcoating it. Let's get down to the truth. The truth is that feminists do not want equal rights. They want superiority. They want to be superior to men. And I got a problem with that. You want to be equal? That's fine. You want to be my equal? Then that's fine. You want fairness? That's fine. But to say that, I've actually heard feminists say that they would keep men locked up just to have babies, and all the male babies, they would kill them. They would kill them. It's sad. It's sad that we have people that think that way. It's not just women either. Men are starting to think this way too. There's men that identify themselves as feminists. We need to start. We need to get our balls back. Oh my God, I hate this. Fucking God dang it. Sorry, this truck has a really bad issue of when you go down, like when you get into a stop sign, and if it turns green, if you're down so far, it doesn't want to go in when you hit the RPMs up. It wants you to stop and push the clutch all the way in just to put it into gear. I hate that. But it. Like I said, I've rambled on here for almost an hour now. About 47 minutes. But that's just what's been on my mind, and it just pisses me off. Ooh, don't know where that came from. Ooh. But don't let them shut you down in your house again. Don't let them tell you that you can't go outside and hang out with people. They're trying to divide and conquer us. Like I said, just live your life. Live life. And don't let the government scare you because of an invisible enemy that has over a 99.9999% survivability rate. Survival rate. It means 99.99999 people survive that get this whole CV thing. Don't let them scare you with, oh, we're getting so many more positive cases. They're testing positive. Okay. And? Well, they're just positive. They're not sick. They don't show symptoms. They're just positive. Oh. So we're supposed to lock ourselves in our house and close up our doors and put our masks on and, sleep in our beds with rubber gloves and a face mask, and we're supposed to kiss our girlfriends, kiss our wives with a face mask because of positive test results. Not deaths. an increase of positive tests, not an increase in deaths. Oh, well, that makes total sense. That makes that just okay. Yes, Daddy Government. Okay, Masters. You get my point. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. I want to get my subscriber base up by December. Till then, I will see you guys on the other side.